Hello everyone, my name is Cassiano Bain and I'm a principal consultant on the pre-sales organization for CA Technologies. So now with CA service virtualization, we can actually simulate all those services that are not ready yet. With that, we can provide for that second development team all the services that the first development team is working on. We just need a simple description of that services or a couple of request and response pairs, and we automatically, real quick, we can stage a virtual services that is going to behave just like that service that is being developed. So with doing that, you actually enable what we call the shift left. And by doing that, you're going to see that you can create parallel development. And you're going to have all these three development teams working in parallel. You're going to see that you're going to shift all your defects is going to be find it earlier in your software development lifecycle. And doing that, you're going to be you're going to have a much better quality game. You're not going to delay. Actually, we have customers that are doing between 25 and 50% delivering their projects earlier. So that's a great thing about service virtualization. And by doing that, what this represents financially, this is a research that we did with our installed base. And how much it costs defects throughout all your software development lifecycle. And you can see here, like, if you detect something on production, it can be $5,000 or plus, depends upon the services that you're working with. But it can goes down if you start shifting left and reducing and identify all these defects earlier. You're gonna see that it's gonna be much cheaper. So that's what we can do with service virtualization. Saying that, I'm going to just jump and do a real quick demo on our product on how easily we can create and generate those virtual services to behave just like the services that is under development. So for this demo, what I'm going to show you guys is just how a development team that is working on this ATM UI and they're developing all the user interface, how they actually can benefit from a virtual service, right? So try to imagine that I'm a developer and I'm doing some work on this ATM. So I'm going to log in my account. I'm going to check my checking account. I'm going to see my statement, and I'm actually doing some work on all these screens to make better for our users. And then suddenly I hit my balance and I can work around here. And then suddenly when I go to my deposit services, this one is being developed by another team and it's not ready and available for me, right? So what I got here is actually I can work on this screen. When I actually ask for deposit $100, what happened is, hey, service is unavailable, so I cannot work on this. So I still have to wait until this transaction is ready to start working. So now let me show you how easily we can create a virtual service. So before starting doing that development, the team already have some request and response pairs. They know what is the contract between those services, right? So I'm going to jump in on our dev test portal. I'm going to ask to create a virtual service using request and response pairs. So I'm going to use the option to virtualize using request and response pairs. So you click here and you can easily drag all the request and response pairs here. I'm going to give this a name. This service a name would be the deposit case. And now I'm going to select all my request and response pairs that I need. Once I've done this, I just have to click the button to create and deploy that virtual service. And as you notice here, I actually introduced the deposit request and the response that I expect from that team when that service is actually ready. So as you can see now, he provides me the endpoint of that service. So what I'm going to do is just copy So in the application that I'm working with, I'm gonna just change the endpoint for this service. And now, if I go there and actually try to do a deposit, you can see that now I got the response and I actually can work on this screen. So with that, I want to finish this session. And if you need some more information about service virtualization, you can go online on ca.com/service virtualization. Thank you very much. Typically, in a software development lifecycle, you're gonna see a lot of different development teams working together on the same project, and that can have a lot of dependencies amongst all the components of that project, right? And what you can see here is that while the first team is actually working on that service, we have some idle time on the second development team waiting to that service to be ready so they can start their work. And you can see that can goes across the whole stages, and you're gonna see that sometimes they actually don't do some testing around until gets to the stage of the integration. And when you get to integration, you're gonna see, and that's what that lines represents, that you're gonna find out a lot of defects there, and now you have to go all the way back to your first stage to start all over again. By introducing service virtualization and the ability to simulate those services, even though they are not ready now, you can actually do that by virtualizing, just having some request and response pairs, and you're gonna give to all those teams and enable them to work in parallel. And doing that, you're gonna enable them to find out defects earlier, and that's what shift left means. And you're gonna actually deliver a better quality software earlier than you expected. So you're gonna see across all of our customers that are using service virtualization that they actually are reducing by 25 to 50% their delivers on their projects. And you can see that what that represents financially. We did some research amongst our customers, and they gave us some numbers to represent what a single defect represents financially in each stage of their cycle. So you can see that in production it can be 5,000 plus. But if you go back and find that defect on the unit